All right, let's jump right in. We are talking about maybe the biggest question facing the African continent right now: artificial intelligence. And look, this isn't just another shiny new piece of tech. It is putting a massive, profound choice right in front of us, a genuine fork in the road for the future. And this quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? AI isn't some passive thing that's just happening to us. No, it's an active force. And how we choose to engage with it, well, that's going to decide whether we get crushed by this insane pace of change or if we use it to slingshot ourselves forward. So, to really get why this moment is so different, we first have to wrap our heads around what AI is fundamentally changing. It's making something new cheap, something we have never, ever seen before. We've seen this pattern over and over again in history, right? Every big revolution takes something that was once scarce and expensive and makes it so abundant it's practically free. The steam engine, suddenly distance became cheap. Electricity, night became cheap. The internet made geography cheap. You could get information from anywhere. And now AI is doing that exact same thing for intelligence itself. And this is a really, really critical distinction to make. For the last, 20 years, we've all been living in a world of cheap information. A kid with a basic smartphone has access to more raw facts than all the ancient libraries combined. But AI pushes that boundary way further. It's not just about information anymore. It's about making intelligence cheap. So what do we actually mean by intelligence here? We're not talking about some static fact in a textbook. We're talking about the active, dynamic ability to solve a problem, to draft a whole business plan, to explain a really complex concept, or even to write a song. That capability, for the first time in human history, is available on demand, and its cost is dropping towards zero. And when you have this new kind of cheap intelligence, it totally changes our relationship with one of the most fundamental things there is: time, especially when it comes to learning and building skills. Just think about our traditional education system. It's always been locked into a schedule, a calendar. You've got the 4-year degree, the 3-year diploma. And that system made sense when a teacher had to deliver information over years. But AI just blows that whole equation up. The new system? It's not limited by a calendar. It's only limited by a person's curiosity and their access to these tools. I mean, really think about what this means. With an AI tutor that can create endless examples, give you instant feedback, and answer any question 24/7, a motivated student can now genuinely cram what used to take months of classes into a single, super-focused weekend. Time isn't the bottleneck anymore. Your intent is. So this massive collapse of both time and cost, it puts us at a huge fork in the road. And this isn't some gentle little curve. It's a sharp turn that leads to two completely different futures for the continent. And this really is the central question we all have to ask ourselves. Whenever a powerful new tool like this comes along, there's always the potential for incredible freedom and progress. But there's also the risk, the real danger of becoming too reliant on it, of creating a whole new kind of dependency. Okay, so let's look at the bright side first, the optimistic path. Let's call it leapfrogging. Africa has a great history with this, right? Skipping landlines and going straight to mobile phones, or jumping over traditional banking to embrace mobile money. AI could be the next great leap. I mean, imagine a personal tutor for every single student, no matter where they are. Imagine an entrepreneur taking a wild idea and turning it into a working prototype in just one day. That's the promise. That's liberation. But then you've got the other paths, the pessimistic one, drift. This is what happens when we just get lazy. We start offloading our thinking, just letting the machine do it for us. We start picking the AI tools that tell us what we want to hear, not what we actually need to hear. And here's the really scary part. If all the basic entry-level tasks get automated away, how does the next generation ever learn the fundamentals? This path leads to a hollowing out of our skills, creating a generation that can consume outputs but can't create anything meaningful themselves. So, the billion-dollar question is, what separates these two paths? How do we make sure we're steering towards leapfrogging and away from just drifting along? Well, it all comes down to the principles we use to guide us, the anchors we put in place right now. And this right here is the single most important thing to remember. The technology itself is neutral. It isn't destiny. The outcome, whether it's liberation or dependency, that's going to be determined entirely by our choices, our values, our actions. It's on us. So, how do we stay on the right path? By grounding everything we do in a few key principles. First, it's got to be purpose first. AI has to serve people, not just profits. Second, we have to be participants, active creators, not just passive consumers. We have to constantly question the machine, not just accept its output. And this is huge. These tools have to reflect Africa's own unique cultures and contexts. And finally, we have to measure success ethically, by whether we're empowering people, not exploiting them. Which brings us to the final and honestly the most vital point of this whole conversation. The future is not something that just happens. We build it, one choice at a time. It's our move. Let that just sink in for a second. This story is not being written in Silicon Valley. AI is a tool. A ridiculously powerful one, sure, but it's still just a tool. The hand that holds it is what matters. The future of AI in Africa will be decided by Africans. So we are right back at that fundamental choice. This tool, right here in our hands today, is either going to erode the basic skills we need to thrive, or it's going to accelerate our ability to build those skills and leapfrog over old problems. The direction we go, that's up to us. And let's be crystal clear about where this future is being built. The breakthroughs, the key decisions, the cultural adaptations, they are not going to be imported from somewhere else. They're going to be forged in the tech hubs and communities of Johannesburg, Nairobi, Lagos, and Cairo. So here's the call to action for every single one of us. Don't be a spectator in this. Participate. Get your hands on these tools, question everything they spit out, and most importantly, use them to create, build things, break things, learn by doing. So I'll leave you with this one question. For the very first time in all of human history, the raw material of active intelligence is basically free. The barrier to creating something new has never, ever been lower. So the only real question left to ask is, what are you going to build with it?